All right, the time has come. So, only appropriately going to end the main campaign with the gold suit. Hopefully, it looks like a golden effort, though. Now, we are May 2nd today. So, about 13 more days until Doom the Dark Ages drops. So, we're going to kind of power through this. Probably start the first level of the DLC because it is actually a pretty long one, but we'll see how I feel. So if everything looks good and feels good in Final Sin, then I will jump right into it and we'll just kind of like do that. DLC is going to feature about 6 levels. So we got a little bit more of a grind to go through in order to get through all that. And then cover the master levels for Doom Eternal, which, like I've said before, I've only played about 3 of them. And then the Terrace Nabad and Mars Complex, or not, one of the, whatever it is. And the World Spear are the 3 master levels that I've actually never tried. So we will see how that all goes. Alright. I'll jump into Final Sin. Hopefully I'm good to go. It's like 8 o'clock right now, so great start. I was like, did I grab it? I don't think I grabbed it. And maybe I did. I don't fucking. I don't really care. Let's go. Yeah, so first time where we're actually just focusing on just the combat now. Really no need to do anything else because there are no more challenges left. We have 1 mastery token. Hey, when that animation happens. Oh, all right.
Can someone kill this idiot, please?
That was the final pickup too, so we're done with all those now. They pretty much give you those for free, so just use them. You'll learn when you really want to use them, though, in Ultra Nightmare. But honestly, I just use it. Yep. I wouldn't bother to grab that unless you really need it, especially in the Ultra Nightmare. But you do want to be topped off by the time you come up here because there's a pretty good fight. I hate when he gets that off. Really? Boom, 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 boom. So that was a nice fight. I always like that one. Biggest keys is just like don't like when you're doing your runs, just don't worry about BFG, don't worry about your sword or anything like that. You're gonna get all that shit replaced in the final battle anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I would just go ham with it. This level is specifically designed just to have like a lot of fun and just go at it. We're no longer trying to conserve anything, we're just destroying demons. And that's it. I don't know how they got behind me. Something I've noticed in this run, though, that's not been that great is the lock-on rockets have been kind of delayed or something. It just feels weird. It's kind of hard to put the finger on, like, what's the real problem, but it feels like there's a trigger delay now all of a sudden. Something that I didn't really feel before playing this game. Like, I felt like it was really fast. But right now it's feeling like it's taking forever for that second lock-on to come in, and then like when I'm sitting here like hitting the R2 as fast as I can, and it's still not shooting out the rockets. So I'm not sure if there's like some kind of bug or something that happened in the more recent updates. So could just be me though, but I thought the rocket was a lot faster than that. Alright, so this platform gives us 2 BFGs. This is like pretty much just fucking go for it type thing right here. They just want you to clear out the room as fast as you can. Come over here. Get rid of those guys. Well, it'll just be a waste if I don't. Yeah, I think the most dangerous part of this entire fight is not really the Marauder, but it's the wow. It's definitely going to be the Archvile at the end of all that stuff, because you're going to be pretty much beaten down from all that stuff anyway. So then once you try to do the Marauder fight, or the Archvile when he comes in, he just starts wrecking your face up, and you're like, oh my god, now you're summoning everything I just fucking killed. This is crazy. So definitely I would probably, I think in my Ultra Nightmare run, I went straight up sword on him because I was not going to play with him. Like, there was just no way I was going to do all that. So I would just chop him up, call it a day. No reason to keep those fuckers alive, you know?
Soon, the gods will walk amongst us once again. Only then shall we find salvation.
It's kind of sad we're getting closer to the ending of those little hologram things going off. Did I not grab the sword thing? Oh my fucking god.
He's close.
Whatever.
Cross that bridge.
The jumping in this part has been always just such shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. It's like everything is bugged in this area. There you go, that's why you kind of just do that. Spin that up. And then get ready for the final battle here. And this is where your runs go to make it or break it. So, I'm not really the best with this. I did get really lucky in beating mine. So, I'm sure there's like optimal ways to do it, but don't ask me. We're just gonna do it.
Now is the time. Two titans meet. As it was written. The body is now exposed. Take the portal and finish this fight. and your will, their sword, you remain unbroken. For your fight is eternal.
Dope, 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 dope. And then Doom Eternal main campaign is over. So a lot of concentration in that final fight. I think the hardest part trying to do the Ultra Nightmare stuff is definitely going to be that first round, because there's really not a good like way to get away from him when he's doing all his wide sweeping punches and all that kind of crap. I think the second phase is a lot easier because you have like an actual like circular platform to run around, and everything regenerates from the blade, the punches, and the little health packs and everything. And you just have like an unlimited amount of enemies. The only thing that messes up the second round is depending on what you draw for demons. And when I was doing my Ultra Nightmare run, I actually got the Archvile set, and that sucked. You do not want Archviles. If you get Archviles, it's going to be really hard. So I think it might be just preset anyway. I'm not sure if it's like a difficulty thing, but from what I've seen in playthrough, it's been random. And I got lucky there with the Cyber Knights instead, so I didn't really have to worry too much with that. But if you do get Archviles, then I would just use the sword on them quickly, and then just regenerate the sword, get it back every single time. That's pretty much the gist of this Doom, really a lot of jumpy and shooty type things. They wanted you to just get used to the flow of like really fast combat. That's why every demon was like sped up like crazy since Doom 2016. And it looks like in the Dark Ages they might take a little bit of a slowdown. Like I'm not sure they're going to be as jumpy as they are in this one, just because of like the ability not to dash and kind of fly around like we were in this game is going to be taken from us. And it seems like the shield is going to be the everything. So in this game, it's boost and super shotgun meat hook. Those are like the two things you absolutely need to master if you want to end up getting the gold suit there like I did. It'll take a while though. You'll figure out there's some points where you're strong at, some points you're weak at. The beginning is probably the hardest part of the game because you're not equipped with anything. But for the Icon of Sin, I don't really have an optimal strategy when it comes to that first round. It's more just about surviving and staying away from the bottom platform, because he'll set the bottom platform on fire and you'll just take continuous damage, and that damage is increased by like 2 times the amount when you're in Nightmare mode. The only thing you need to go down there for is for the zombies, so you can chainsaw them and get some ammo back. Then the DLCs will introduce a whole new mechanic that we have to learn. A couple of new demons and everything too, so that's pretty fun to deal with, I guess. Yep, then game complete. But a few more things to pick up.
This is the Resistance Network, in what will hopefully be our final broadcast. To all the people of Earth, to anyone listening, the demonic horde has been defeated. The beast, identified by ARC scientists as the icon of sin, was destroyed earlier today by the Slayer himself. And with it, the majority of the demonic force has dispersed. With the threat decreased, it is important now more than ever that we come together. There is hope. The human race will persevere. Many of the survivors believe the Slayer to be a godlike figure in what was a battle between good and evil of biblical proportions. As humanity struggles to understand what happened to them and why, many look to the Slayer now for answers. But his whereabouts remain unknown.
Beyond Maker. Pure Maker technology. Inspired by Sentinel weaponry and refined by their divine intellect. Its destructive potential is staggering.
Then again, the weapon that's only good for infinite ammo when you have it on. Because it'll just chew through those BFG bullets like it's nothing. You could pick that up a long time ago, just, again, something that I don't do often, so. Slayer's main room. Gotta check out your collection here. Easter eggs from the last game. Solid reflections from the PS5 version of the game. Some more other Bethesda id software type things here. Commander Keen. Easter eggs all over these magazines. Actually a really nice thing to kind of just take it around and just kind of check out everything that's around here. All these little heavy metal looking guitars. guess we could say this is inspiration for Doom the Dark Ages, you know, kind of showing his background that he is from a medievalish time in their realm. That was pretty cool. All the weapons we collected. Daisy the rabbit. Took pieces off this old suit from the last game, just kind of made it newer, better. Little Argent Cell things. It's always these nice little details, like years after the fact, when you're kind of looking at the game and being like, Then we see the helmet with the spikes on top of it, so definitely his old Dark Ages uniform there, so we're about to see all that in action. It's like they were kind of alluding to the fact that they knew they were going to go back in time with this, so the hints were always there. I think one of these computers you can do something on. I don't think I ever discovered what this secret is. I don't know what that's all about. Plastic, you can kind of just play around. Whole lot of nice nostalgia touches with this game for sure. I mean, 2016 did a lot of stuff too, but Eternal was really big on it. Had a huge emphasis on returning demons and all that kind of stuff, so not really sure what the Dark Ages is going to bring as far as that's concerned, since they already kind of did that with this game. It seems like they're bringing in more newer, like, I want to say like older demons, but they're still like, they're new, they have a fresh look on them. And all that's really left is kind of clear out the rest of the challenges we didn't do, but I never use this gun anyway, so that was never going to happen. Unless you're just going for pure achievements at that point. Your suit upgrades. And then, yeah. Then you go to mission select. Kind of clear up anything you didn't do, but we did every single challenge in the game. And got all the exploration stuff, so in the end ended up showing 100% of the game again. Then next up is going to be DLC, then master levels. Which we'll set up for that. And I always start with the Ancient Gods 1, obviously. So 3 levels attached to this guy. The facility takes, they're kind of lengthy too, I would say, but they're really challenging combat-wise. Like, they really up the amount of demons and stuff that they throw at you in these DLCs, so the facility can be kind of difficult. I think it's a fun map, though. I think it's my favorite map, that's why I kind of have it as my background. Blood Swamps is really good. It's just super treacherous, what you would really think like hell would be like. And then you have a maker area, which this place is pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't really crazy about the combat stuff. The last boss in it, though, is kind of a dick, so I do not like that part, especially when you're trying to do an Ultra Nightmare. It really, really sucks. And when you do beat the Ultra Nightmare, you get one of the cooler looking ones, so I can find it. It's pretty much the gold version of the Maker. Yeah. So you get the gold version of the Maker outfit for him. But you have to do that on Ancient Gods 1, and then Ancient Gods 2, that is a whole nother ball game. I think we'll run the Maker Slayer. It's fine. think I really like the blade. The blade's pretty cool on the Maker Slayer version. There's one more thing. Can't think right now. The countdown will continue. We got 12 more days left. Just about 12 more days, so we'll continue on, do more Ancient Gods 1, finish that out, and then 2, and then all the DLC, or the master level stuff. But we're getting closer. Then probably just a bonus Horde episode. I haven't really done this one at all, that's why it's still kind of had an exclamation point in there. This is where I kind of stopped playing after a while. They added this and then I moved on. So maybe this is worth it. Sure, it's probably just endless demons or something like that. Just keep going, survive as long as you can type thing. It's got some interesting rewards though, so I'm kind of interested in doing that at least. And none of my battle mode stuff carried over, which really sucks.